Hello everyone and welcome to the video on files. So, a file represents a sequence of bytes regardless of being a text or binary file. Whatever data that you're using in a program is lost once the program is terminated. All those input data and all those data that you got as output cannot be stored anywhere if you're getting the output in the console. So, to preserve your data or to reuse the data that was used in your program, you have to save the data in files. So this is the application or this is the use of files in a programming language. So C supports using files in their program. And to work with files, you have to use the file pointer by using the data type file. So FILE, capital FILE is the data type for files, for accessing files, and you have to declare a pointer so that you can directly get the data from the memory location. And then the typical 4 operations on a file include opening a file. Only once you have opened the file, you can do any process on the file, then reading and writing to and from the file, and then closing the file. So whatever data you have, whatever processing should be done to a file, the data in the file should be read into your program and the processing should be done inside your program, and then you can write the data back to the program. The processing cannot be directly done into the file by using a C program. And once a file is open for processing, it has to be closed. If the file is not closed, it can be used for any other purposes by any other users. And the function fopen is used for opening the file, wherein you have to give the location of the file and you have to specify what mode you are going to open. That is whether you're going to open for read operation or for write operation or for any other process. You have to specify the mode. And once you're opening, the starting point of that file or the location of that file will be transferred to the file pointer that you have declared. And then to close all the function or to close the file that you have opened, you have the fclose function. Now there are various read and write operations. You have fgetC and fputC. It is for reading. FgetC is for reading a single character at a time, and fputC is to write a single character to the file. And fgetis and fputis is for reading a set of string or reading a set of characters, and fputis is to write a set of characters into the file. Fread and write is for accessing a block of data. Fread will read a block of data from the file, and fwrite is for writing a block of data to the file. And these two functions are mainly used for writing and reading structured data to and from the file. And then you have getW and putW to work with integers. GetW will read one integer at a time, and putW will write one integer at a time. And fscanf and fprintf are format specific input output functions, wherein you have to specify what kind of data that you're going to read. This fprintf and fscanf is similar to that scanf and printf that you use in your C programming, with the difference that here the read and write operation is happening from and to the files. So here you have to specify the file pointer also, and you have to specify the control string to specify what kind of data you're going to read or write. So these are the most commonly used read and write functions. So other than these functions, there are some other functions which can be used for accessing in your file. So let's see some of such another built-in functions that are used in the files. So a few of such built-in functions are ftell, rewind, feof, fseek, and fcloseAll. So ftell, rewind, feof, fseek, and fcloseAll. I've told you most of the functions that are using files will start with f. Almost 90% of the functions that you have to access files will start with f, but there are functions which are also does not start with f. So rewind is one such function. So let's see each function in detail. So first one is ftell. So ftell is to tell the current position of the cursor in the file. That is, you can read from the starting point to the ending part of the file. So this ftell will tell at what byte position your cursor is there in the file. So you might have say 10 bytes of data and you have only read 2 bytes of data. So if you, after reading 2 bytes of data, if you are calling the function ftell, it will currently tell that you are in the third position and there are 2 bytes that have been read earlier. So that is the use of ftell. So if you are calling the function as len is equal to ftell of fp, where fp is the corresponding file pointer which points to a corresponding file that you are accessing, this len will tell the current position of the file. That is, if you are at the third position, it will give third and it will specify that there are 2 bytes in front of your current position. That is, it will tell there are len minus 1 bytes in front of your current position, len minus 1 bytes to the left of your current position. So that is the use of ftell, to tell the current position, the current byte position of your cursor in the file. That is, if you are going on in the reading process or going on the write process. So in write process, it will tell how many bytes you have currently written, and in read process it will tell how many bytes you have currently read. So that is the use of ftell, to tell where the current cursor position is. When you read 1 byte at a time, the cursor will move to the next position. So it can tell how many bytes you have read so far, and also when you write, the cursor will move 1 byte position, and also you can tell how many bytes you have written. So that is the use of ftell, to tell the current byte position of the cursor in the file traversal. So next, moving into rewind. So rewind is a process to, rewind means you are going back. So going back is a word meaning of rewind. Similarly, the rewind function will actually move the cursor to the starting position of the file. So that is the use of rewind. That is, if the file pointer will be reset, that is, the cursor will move to the starting point of the file. That is the use of rewind. So the syntax is, you have to give the keyword rewind and in the bracket you have to specify the file pointer. That is, which file you're going to access or which file starting point you have to move to the first location. So you have to specify that file pointer. And so after execution of these statements, that is rewind fp and n is equal to ftell of fp, the value of n will be 0. That is, you are at the starting location. You have not read any bytes, you have not written any bytes. The cursor position is at the position 0. So that is the use of rewind function. So rewind will move the cursor to the starting location of the file. Wherever your cursor is, it will move to the starting location of the file. That is the use of rewind. So ftell will give you the current position of your cursor inside the file, and rewind will move the cursor to the starting location or move the file pointer to the starting location. And then coming to FEOF. EOF I told you earlier, EOF means end of file. That is, FEOF is to check whether you have reached the end of the file. If you are writing any data to the file will be ended by a end of file character. Okay, that we are using it as EOF, and EOF specifies the end of file character. That is, you have reached the end of the file. Otherwise, a file pointer cannot say whether you have reached the end of file. If there is any more data to be read or it cannot be specified without an end of file character. So end of file will specify, that is, you have reached the end of file. There is no more data to be read from the file. And FEOF function is to check whether you have reached the end of the file. So if the end of the file is reached, it will return the value 1. Otherwise, it will return the value 0. If the result of FEOF is equal to 1, that means you have reached the end of the file. And if it is 0, it means that you have not reached the end of the file. You have somewhere in between the data that is written inside the file. So that is the use of FEOF. So ftell is to tell the current position, rewind is to move to the starting position, and FEOF is to tell whether you have reached the end of the file or not. And now moving on to fseek. So fseek is to move the cursor or the file pointer to your corresponding location. ftell was to tell your current position, rewind was to move to the first position. So wherever your cursor is, rewind will move to your starting position, and fseek will move your cursor to the corresponding position which you want to move. Whichever position the user wants to move, it will move to that corresponding position. That is the use of fseek. So fseek has three parameters. First is the file pointer, second is the offset, and third is the position. So fp is the corresponding file pointer, offset is the number of bytes that the file pointer has to be moved. So fc will say whether you have to move how many bytes to forward or how many bytes backward. That is the use of offset. So how many bytes you have to move forward or how many bytes you have to move backward. And position denotes from which point the file pointer has to be moved. Okay, so the position will say that is whether you have to move from the starting point or you have to move from the end point or you have to move from somewhere middle. That is what the position says. So fseek will move your file pointer or you move your file cursor to some point, and how many bytes you have to move will be specified by the offset, and from which position you have to move, that will be specified by the position. So from this position you have to move offset bytes to either to the left or right of your file. So that is the use of fseek, to move your file pointer from a specified position. And the offset value can be either positive or negative. If the value is positive, it will move to the right, and if it is negative, it will move to the left. So that is the use of positive. That is, positive will move to the forward direction and negative will move to the backward direction. So fseek will move your file pointer or your file cursor offset bytes either forward or backwards given from the position that you have specified. So let's take some example of the position. The position can take three values. So the three values is, if it is 0, it means that it has to move from the beginning position. Okay, position 0 means the values from beginning position. 1 means it is the current position where currently your file pointer is from that position. That is what the current 1 denotes. And if it is 2, it means that end of the file. It has to move from end of the file. So position can take three values, 0, 1 and 2. 1 means from the beginning of the file. 0 means from the beginning of the file, 1 means from the current position, and 2 means from the end of the file. And position can also be specified in terms of constants. That is, seek underscore set means you have to start from the beginning of the file. So 0 and seek underscore set will specify that the position is, that is, from which position you have to move, that position is the beginning. And 2 and seek end will specify that it is you have to move from end of the file. So 2 and seek end will specify the end of the file. And 1 and seek cur will specify that the position is the current location of your file pointer. So 1 and seek cur is for specifying the current location. So these are the three values for specifying the position. 0 or seek underscore set for beginning of the file, 1 and seek underscore cur for specifying the current position, and 2 and seek underscore end for specifying the end of file. And now let's take some examples of fseek files. So fseek fp0, 0 means the first one was the offset, first one was a file pointer, second is the offset, and 0 is your position. So 0 means that is starting location. You have to move 0 bytes to the starting location. That is, you have to stay at that current position. That is the use of fseek. So fseek fp0, 0, this will specify that you have to remain in your current position. So you have to move 0 bytes from the starting location, means that it does have to, the file pointer should be in the starting location. And next one, fseek fp, 0, seek underscore cur. So seek underscore cur. So here it means that it has to move 0 bytes from the current location. So it has to move 0 bytes from the current location, means that you have to stay in your current location itself. So wherever you are, you have to stay in that current location. The previous fseek fp 0 comma 0 says that wherever you are, go to your first location. And the next one, fseek 0 comma secant, this means that you have to move 0 bytes from your end position. That is, wherever you are, go to your end position. So that is the meaning of fseek 0 comma secant. And the next one, fseek fp comma m comma seek underscore set. So seek underscore set was for beginning of the file, and here it is m is the offset. That is, from your beginning location you have to move m bytes to the right. So move forward by n bytes from the starting location is this one, fseek fp comma m comma seek underscore set. That is, it will move m bytes from the point from the beginning and sends the pointer to the m plus 1 byte. So from the beginning it will move m bytes and it will go and stay at the m plus 1th byte position. So next one, fseek fp comma m comma 1. So 1 says the current position. That is, you have to move m bytes forward from the current position. Whatever is your current position, move m bytes forward from that current position. The next one is fseek fp comma minus m comma 1. So minus was for moving to the left side or backwards. So it says that you have to move m bytes backwards from your current position. So whatever is your current position, move m bytes backwards. And the last example is fseek fp comma minus m comma 2. It says that you have to move m bytes from the end of the file. Where are you staying or whatever it is, go to the end of the file and then move m bytes backwards. Okay, so that is the use of fp comma minus m comma 2. Wherever you are, go to the end of the file and go move m bytes backwards or to the right side of the file. So these are some examples where you see fseek files. So fseek is to move the bytes to move the cursor position m bytes based on the current position of your file pointer. You can move from the beginning, you can move from the end, or you can move from the current position. You can move either forward or you can move either backwards. So that is the use of fseek function to move m bytes from a given position. So next function is fclose_all. So fclose_all is, if you are opening multiple files at the same time, you have to use fclose function for closing each file. So a single fclose function can only close a single file at a time. So you have to give fclose, specify that file's file pointer. Then you have to use fclose, specify the second file's file pointer. If a third file is open, you have to again give fclose and give the third file pointer. So instead of that, you can use a single function fclose_all to close all the functions that have been opened. So fclose will only close single file and you have to specify that corresponding file pointer. So here with fclose_all, all open files will be closed. So that is the use of fclose_all. So now coming into sequential and random access in a file. So a file can be accessed either sequentially or at randomly. So sequentially means you are moving one byte at a time. From the first byte you can only move to the second byte. From second byte you can only move to the third byte. From third byte you can only move to the fourth byte. That is, only sequential movement is possible. You can move either forward or backward, but only sequential is possible. From 1 you can go only to 2, from 2 you can go only to 3. That is the use of sequential access, and that is employed in tape drives. So in magnetic tapes they are used, where the files are accessed in the sequential manner. From one you can only go to the second one. You can not jump from 1 to 10th position. So that is the use of sequential access. And random access means you can move from one position to any position that you desire. That is, you can move from 1 to 10. From 10 you can maybe go back to 3. From 3 you can maybe jump to 12. That any access is possible. That is called random access. So sequential access, you can only move from 1 to the second one, second to the third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. That is possible. You can not jump in between. But random, you can move from any position to any other position. You can jump from one position to other position, then come back to another position, then you can move to some other position. That is all possible in random access. So these are the two type of access possible in file, sequential and random access. So sequential access is usually used in magnetic tape or tape drives, and in hard disk and optical drives you can move from random access. So hard disk is from your corresponding your external hard disk or your internal hard disk. You can move from any position to any other position. Similarly in optical drives, that is CD and all, you can also move from one position to any other position. So that is the difference between sequential and random access. So now moving on to a recap of file. File is used for storing data so that it can be used for further access. So all those data that are used in your program will be lost once the program is terminated. To save these data for further purpose, you have to use files, and file pointer is used for accessing the files. And you can open your file using fopen function. You can close the file using fclose function, and there are multiple functions for reading from that file and writing to the file. The file the data cannot be directly processed inside the file. If any processing of data in the file is required, you have to read the data from the file into your program, process that data in the file, and then write it back to your file using file operation. Then there are also some other functions like ftell, rewind, fseek, feof and fclose all, which are also some function which are used in files. And files can be accessed in two types, either sequentially or randomly. Sequentially means only sequential access is possible, that is from first to second, second to third, etc. And in random you can jump from any location to any other location. So that is all about files. Thank you.